Hello everyone, Mike Palmer here again from the Know Your Rights Group and Success Coaching International with some more important tips to help everybody during this current shutdown and our imminent lockdown. So our illustrious leader, ScoMo, addressed the nation last night, took away some more of our freedoms and liberties and cost people even more money. Now, he's actually banned gatherings of 10 or more people, and that is clearly part of the whole divide and conquer approach. Now, it's important to note, he can't shut down Facebook, at least not yet. Okay, so even if only online, make sure you mix and mingle with like-minded people, people who are awake, people who are thinking, and people who are planning for and know what's going on. Okay, now we spoke on our radio show last night about strategies that you can utilize if your business has been closed or if you've lost your job as part of this shutdown. And the government is very, very worried, okay, about people learning about their rights, understanding their rights, and challenging them on these things. Okay, you'll note the government's been very, very slow, very, very methodical in the whole step-by-step shutdown process. Now, that's for a reason. Okay, because they want you to force yourself into your home. They want you to force your business to shut down. So then that way they can just stand back and go, well, we didn't make you stay at home. We didn't force you into your home. We didn't, force you into shutdown. So we didn't tell you had to close your business. But as we know, a lot of people, the shopping centres, things like that are all empty now because there's no traffic. Now, we spoke last night about things that people can do if their business has been forced to shut down or people have lost their job. And again, it's going to differ depending on what situation you're in. Now, people go, well, why don't you just fight back? Well, even if you fight back now, the government's caused people to stay indoors. So even if you kept your business open when you weren't supposed to, there's no foot traffic around and you're going to lose money anyway. So there's no two ways about it. The government has forced this upon us. And they've been very deliberate and very careful in how they've done that. So just be aware of that. Be aware that there are still things that you can do to fight back. Right now, more than ever before, it is most important to learn about your rights and how to stand up for them and how to fight back. So I'm urging everyone, use this shutdown time wisely. Use this time to learn about your rights, get your head about your rights, and start taking action to fight back, okay? And let's ensure that when we come out of this lockdown, when we come out of this shutdown, we've created a better place for all Aussies, where our constitution reigns supreme, where common law, okay, reigns supreme, where we, the people, have taken back power over the government, not the other way around. Now, I urge you, if you don't already have it, grab a copy of the Know Your Rights book. All right, there is so much information in here. We've got chapters on all the important topics that you could possibly want to know about. We've got letters in there. We've got links to websites. We've got videos that you can watch. Really important stuff to learn about your rights. Now, also, we found that heard a lot of stories from a lot of people that the police are well and truly out in force, raising as much revenue as they possibly can. It's a last minute cash grab because they know everyone's going to be in lockdown. No one's going to be driving around. So they're trying to find people left, right, centre. So this is the perfect time. Grab that Aussie Speeding Fines book. Okay, start their 3-step process and start challenging their fines. The last thing you want to do on top of losing your job or having your hours cut back is then cop a fine that's completely unjust and unlawful and then have to try and figure out how you're going to pay that as well. Now, here's another tip. We explained it on last night's show. The courts have all essentially shut down. Okay, they're not really taking any new applications, and they've been told they're going to shut down till June. Now, if you have a fine that you've had hanging around for a month or so, even if you get a new fine in the next week or so, okay, use these strategies to drag things out for 12 months. Because once they've exceeded the 12-month statute of limitations, they can't pursue it. They can't take any action against you. Okay, again, a lot of people aren't aware of that. So all those kind of tips are in that Aussie Speeding Fines book. All right, and last but not least, make sure you grab the Bank Secrets book as well. You're going to have a lot of time to sit there and read these things, Okay, now this has a ton of information. We know people are hurting. People have had their hours cut. People have lost their jobs. There's more job losses coming this week. The last thing you want to do is throw money into a personal loan or a credit card when you absolutely do not need to. So if you have an unsecured loan, if you're stressing about how you're going to make your next payment, read that Bank Secrets book. Okay, it's got a 4-step process, letters that you can send to the banks or send to debt collectors, okay, to get them to prove the lawfulness, the validity of your loan or your credit card and challenge it. Don't throw good money after bad at a loan or credit card that you simply don't need to. Okay, the steps are there. They've had huge success. I've personally had success. I've helped some of my clients write off, all kinds of crazy debts. Okay, and now more than ever, when people are stressing about money, grab a copy of that book, and it's going to show you how to absolutely eliminate, discharge those debts with just a few letters. And again, the banks, the debt collectors, they're all going to be absolutely overwhelmed with correspondence at the moment because a lot of people are going to start doing this. Also, the courts are shut down, so they're not going to be able to get you into court and start threatening you with court action because they can't do anything. It's all shut. So this is the best time in history, okay, to challenge fines, challenge rates, challenge, local councils, challenge your debts. Get your head around this information, learn this stuff, and start standing up for yourself. Don't let the government keep controlling you. All right, so look, all these things are great, and they're certainly going to help. The big thing, of course, that people are most worried about, is their mortgage and their rent. Okay, again, ScoMo came out last night with all these wonderful hollow promises. Yes, we're going to create a relief package for renters and people with mortgages and all the rest of it. But of course, nothing's actually happened. Now, we, on the other hand, have come up with a strategy. We've been working with it for about 2 weeks now. We've been helping people outside our circle for over a week now. And we found that in general, we're able to put about $1,000 straight back into people's pockets right now this month. And the beauty is, I might not have explained it correctly on the last video, but it's every month thereafter. Okay, so if you're paying rent, you're paying a mortgage, you don't know how you're going to pay it, we can show you how to put about $1,000 on average straight back in your pocket now, and every month that this continues. Now, who knows? It might just go for 1 month, it might go for 2, 3. ScoMo, of course, is talking about 6 months. So imagine you could put $1,000 real money back in your pocket every month now for the next 6 months. Okay, that's going to make a real difference to you. That's really going to help a lot of people who have just lost their jobs. They've gone, as I said yesterday, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month income to zero. Okay. And it could potentially save you even more. Now, we have 15-minute coaching sessions set up. We explain the process. It's just a matter of sending 1 or 2 letters. We will email you the letters as well. We explain everything you need to do. It's all written for you. We've made it really, really simple. So please make sure if you haven't booked in one of those 15-minute one-on-one sessions yet, do that ASAP. Just go to knowyourrightsgroup.com.au/products. or have a look at our shop page. You'll find the link there. Now, this is the list of calls that I have just to try and get through today. So as you can see, there's heaps of people who are getting onto this. Get in, first in, best dressed. It's as simple as that. Please make sure you follow the clear instructions in red, though. A lot of people are booking these sessions, but they're not sending me their phone number. They're not telling me what times they want us to call. So make sure you fill out the form correctly and give us all the information so we can slot you in as best as possible and hopefully get to you within the next couple of days. I'm sure these coaching calls are going to go crazy. Okay, it's going to be more infectious than the virus. Okay, once people find out they can start putting real money back in their pockets. So please make sure you get onto that. Again, in the meantime, I've been urging people, get your money out of the banks. We've been saying it for 12 months. We've been pushing it on a daily basis now. Now, we've heard some good and bad stories from around the country. As we said, someone in Adelaide tried to get $5,000 out in cash, couldn't do it. Bank of Queensland has said there's only a $2,000 limit on cash withdrawals. We had a guy here in I think it was in Melbourne with Suncorp, who was able to take $5,000 out in cash. We had another lady, definitely here in Melbourne, who was able to cancel a term deposit. She was able to take $12,000 out in cash, and she only paid a $9 fee. So that is a massive win. That's a huge victory. So I don't know how long it's going to last. So get in quick, get your money out while you still can. As I've said before, if you get it out and nothing happens in 3 months' time, just put it back in. No loss. Okay, But if everything goes pear-shaped and you've had your cash out, you'll thank me, okay, for pushing you and urging you to do this. Again, just think about it logically. Okay, people are losing their jobs left, right, and centre. One way or the other, people are going to start defaulting on their loans. They're going to stop paying their loans. The banks are going to lose their cash flow. Okay, the stock market's already crashed. ScoMo's now said that Aussies can take $10,000 out of their super. Well, where's that tied up? That's tied up in the stock market. Where do the banks have a lot of their money tied up? In the stock market. They're going to be losing even more money. The bail-in laws have been enacted for this purpose. The bail-in laws are there to take your money to prop up the banks when they fail. Okay, so again, why risk it? It's simply not worth the risk. Get your money out now while you still can. What's the other one? Okay. Petrol. People keep asking me, Mike, why do we need to get petrol? Why do we need to stock up on petrol if we're all going to be in lockdown? We're all going to be in shutdown. We're not going to travel. We don't need fuel. Guys, come on, please. Think a few steps ahead. Okay? That's the whole point of these videos, is to get people thinking ahead. Okay? The price gouging with fuel is going crazy, and this has only just begun. We're only really on day 2 or day 3 of the actual shutdown. We're not even into real lockdown, and they're already price gouging like crazy. Let's think about what's going to happen after the lockdown. What's going to happen when we're all allowed out and everyone wants to, take off and get to the road and just start moving about again because they've been locked down for, 3 weeks, 3 months, whatever the hell it turns out to be. Everyone's going to want to jump in their cars and just go and feel free again. So if you reckon the price gouging's bad now, imagine what it's going to be then. Okay, what about restrictions on fuel availability? Are you going to be able to get fuel straight after the lockdown and be able to fill up your cars and move around? Because again, that's what everyone's going to want to do. So again, same thing. Where's the harm in having 3 or 4 jerry cans worth of fuel tucked away? Again, if nothing happens and it all just goes on as normal, well, so what? Okay, pour it into your car and off you go. At least you don't have to, find $50, $100, that you probably don't have because you just lost your job to fill up with fuel. You've already got it there. But if something does happen, if fuel's restricted, if it's unavailable, if the prices are through the roof, you'll be thanking me that you had 3 or 4 jerry cans, just to get you through at least for a couple of days. Okay, so again, guys, this is all about thinking ahead. We have, been planning for this for a very long time. We have predicted, if you want to call it that, so many things. The stock market, the property market going down, the bank bail-ins, the toilet paper, the emptying of the shelves. Just think ahead. Just stop, breathe. I know people are frantic. I know people are going crazy, but just stop, think. Okay, now, items from China. We've been telling people, you're not going to be able to get them. Okay? Toilet paper. You still can't buy. The average person still can't buy toilet paper unless you get up at the crack of dawn. It's not available. All right? Most of the shelves in the supermarkets are still essentially empty. There's a lot of things that you still can't buy. Now, they've put buying limits in place. They're shutting the hours that the supermarkets are open. But you still can't buy a lot of stuff, and they're restocking every day. These things are going to continue. They're going to keep getting worse. They're not going to get any better. So hopefully people who've been following us, and the Know Your Rights group and our radio shows and these broadcasts have been planning and preparing for that for some time now. So you need to start thinking, what's the next step? Because as I said last night on our radio show, this is a monumental achievement. Whoever has orchestrated this, and clearly it has been orchestrated, okay, whoever has orchestrated the entire shutdown of the whole planet at the same time has done extremely well. I'll give kudos where kudos is due. Now, what the ramifications of that are, what that's going to mean to all of us, well, that's what we need to start thinking about, and that's what we need to start planning for. But have no doubt there are further closures, further business closures, further job losses, further crashes in the stock market, further restrictions on cash, further drops in the property prices. All of these things are coming. Further restrictions on travel, further inability to buy certain goods. Make sure you're thinking a few steps ahead. Gold is all but unobtainable now. Okay, start thinking of these things and preparing yourself for these things. So that's it, guys. I've got to run. As you see, I've got a huge list of calls to get through. I'm sure once this video goes out, that's going to double very quickly. I will be back again with another important update in the next few days. As always, stay safe, keep preparing, and we'll talk